Hello and welcome to another episode of Albert Rants. I'm Albert Lirio, and this is actually part two of episode 17, where we talk about the UP life and our experience as freshies. So, nandun yun sa part one. If you haven't listened to that, I do suggest you head on over there muna before you go and listen to this one. But here, Louise and I will be answering more queries about UP life and college life in general. And meron ding konting mga self-reflections on the decisions that you will be making, not only in college, but in the future. So I do hope that this helps sa mga incoming, not only incoming college, not only incoming iskola ng bayan, pero for other college students then in general. Kasi, well, this is an account, a first-hand account from those who have experienced college, well, the first year of college at least. And ayan, so without more ado, let's head on back to our discussion. Kasama ko ulit dito si Louise, a friend from org, and let's go. Okay, so eto.
Yeah.
Eto, mag-aaway tayo dito. Mas better po ba yung dormitories inside the campus kesa kumuha ng condo sa labas?
Okay.
On some points, yes. On some points, no.
Okay. Totoo yun.
Pros ng pagkuha
May
ng
perks
sa...
ang pagkakaroon ng dorm sa UP.
I think yung isa sa mga
Ano no?
pinaka-perks ng pagkuha sa dorm ng UP is kahit tanghaliin ka ng gising, aabot ka sa klase mo. Proven and tested.
Totoo.
Proven and tested. Kahit mga 7 a.m. ka na gumising, 7:15. Tapos may klase ka ng 7:30 sa kabilang side ng UP. Hindi ka late. Kung late ka man 5 minutes lang, kasya sa grace period.
Oo, wag ka nang maligo.
Oo. Tapos isa pa siguro sa pros. Sige, go.
Ikaw muna.
Ayan. Sige, isa pa siguro sa mga pros ng pagkakaroon or ng pagdodorm sa UP is like, malapit ka sa mga kainan. Like, area 2 or sa mga sa oval. So, ayun. Kahit siguro mga 8 p.m. na may choice ka pa rin to get affordable, budget-friendly na meals. Ayun. Kesa sa labas,
True.
na delikado lumabas kasi, it's Manila.
Oo, totoo. Pati I commend UP kasi what they do talaga with student living, ginagawa nilang convenient at saka affordable. Kasi parang napaka-pro student. Hindi man sa pro student siya at some points ang mga dormitory. Kasi, like you said, ginawa nilang affordable yung pagkain, tapos meron kayong, di ba parang merong mga student, mga...
activities.
Ano man tawag doon sa mga dorm na nag-handle?
Dorm managers.
Kayo, tapos parang meron kayong council. Yun, dorm managers. So parang meron talaga kayong connection with your dorm mates or the people you live with. At saka, ayun na nga, parang na-experience mo talaga yung the UP experience of living there.
Hindi siya parang you're confined. Hindi mo mafe-feel na nasa loob ka ng isang academic institution kapag nag-dorm ka sa UP. So, parang it's a separate pa din na parang yung dorm is safe space pa rin. Parang bahay mo rin talaga. Pero siguro yung isa sa mga cons ng pagkuha ng dorm sa loob is karamihan ng dorm sa loob, lalo na kung undergrad ka, may curfew. So, parang hindi ka pwedeng mag-nightlife, gano'n.
Yes. Totoo yun. Like, pero naman, pwede ka mag-apply for yung for overnight pass, di ba?
Which is lang. Pwede. Pero kung nakadepende pa rin yun sa dun sa waiver na pinapapirmahan, dun sa agreement between the dorm and your parents. Kung undergrad.
So kung hindi ka papayagan ka, pwede yun. Ano pa bang con? Feeling ko isa pang con ng sa dorm ng UP. Not to bash the dorm. Pero medyo ang hirap ng sistema po
Oo.
sa pagkuha ng
True.
dorm.
Mm.
Kasi tulad nung sa Acacia, ang proseso pala doon, kapag kung sino yung nasa pila, sila yung makakasama mo sa room.
Legit? Ganun ba
Kasi
yun?
yung hindi mo kilala na,
Ay,
oo. Oo,
oo!
halimbawa, pag magsa-sign in ka, pag mag-check-in ka sa Acacia, halimbawa, nag-check-in ka lang, yung nasa likod mo sa pila, yun yung roommate mo. Or yung mga kasunod, or yung
Oo.
mga nasa una mo. Basta the way you signed in or you checked in sa Acacia, that's the way you're going to be assigned with your roommates. So parang, huh? Pero feeling ko, pwede mo namang pakiusapan
Pwedeng
yung
makipag
managers na kakilala mo to.
pwedeng makipag-swap naman ng rooms. Lalo na kung may cases talaga, kung may special
Oo,
request or
oo.
may special needs ka. Pero ayun, siguro yung ano din, yung
Oo.
process ng pagkuha ng dorm sa loob is quite hassle. Kasi
Napakahirap.
every year ay
Mm-mm.
kailangan mong mag-apply. And kung natanggap ka man for the first sem, halimbawa for the first year, hindi siya kasiguraduhan na matatanggap ka rin to a dorm in the next year. At kung matanggap ka man, hindi rin
Oo, oo.
sigurado na in the same dorm. Parang halimbawa sa Acacia ka this sem, sa Acacia ka pa rin next year,
Mm-mm.
hindi siya sure.
Oo, oo.
So medyo
Oo.
magulo talaga.
At saka kasi para sa akin, the idea of living in a university or siguro kasi naman, University of the Philippines, ang daming tao na nanggagaling sa iba't ibang sulok ng mundo.
Mundo talaga.
Tapos, para talagang loto, di naman, Pilipinas. Pero alam mo yung pagkuha talaga ng dorm,
Oo.
parang nagiging hassle siya, nagiging loto siya.
Mm-mm.
Na parang feeling ko, hindi mo talaga sure kung makakakuha ka. When, in turn, universities like these should cater to most students and to every student who needs a home in a university, especially if malayo sila sa hometown nila. And sometimes, mahirap talaga yon kasi madami kang kaagaw. Ito, kung makikinig mo ka man, UP Admin, Board of Regents, damihan niyo po yung dorms.
Oo. I think madami na naman, madadagdagan.
Yan.
Hindi siya madami. Madadagdagan yung
Oo,
slots
madadagdagan.
kasi may mga magbubukas na dorms. May magre-reopen na dorms. Pero ayun, siguro hindi
Oo.
rin talaga eksaktong malinaw sa akin kung sino yung priority sa mga dorms. Kasi marami
Oo.
may mga nakilala ako na mas, for me lang naman, na mas deserving para sa kanila yung slot sa dorm, sa loob, kaysa sa akin.
Oo.
Hindi siya,
Oo.
may mga flaws dun sa system nila ng pagpili na sana ma-address nila. Dahil mahirap kumuha.
Ang alam ko kasi, yung sistema nila sa pagkuha ng dorm, parang proximity din, kung gaano ka kalayo from UP, yun sa hometown mo. Ang alam ko sa kanila, parang sa kanila, Batangas malayo na eh.
Oo nga
So,
eh.
kapag taga Batangas ka, most likely, magkakaroon ka ng dorm. One is the place, your hometown. Second, I think, is yung
Income.
financial status mo.
Ayun. Pero hindi
Yun
naman
lang.
siya hindi naman siya nakadepende sa grade. So, huwag kayong magalala.
Oo, hindi naman. Char. Ayun. Siguro naman, yung sa for condos, sa mga condominium, ako, kasi, naka-condo po ako, renta lang.
Mm-mm.
I like, yung pros ng condo, walang curfew, hawak mo oras mo.
Anytime.
Tapos, pwede ka magdala ng visitors.
Okay.
Visitors lang naman.
Visitors lang.
Hindi kasi parang, as a person talaga, I feel like I host a lot of events. Pero I like having people around.
Mm-mm.
And sometimes, having visitors in my home, or just parang having someone to talk to kapag yung sa place mo. Maganda siya. At saka, sa dorms kasi bawal ka magdala ng appliances. Kapag nasa ka, sa mga condos or apartments ka, pwede ka magluto,
Ayun,
meron kang
oo.
TV, electric fan, etc.
So, ayun.
Well, yung cons naman, since condo mo yon, sarili mong asikaso. At walang ibang tao mag-aasikaso niyan, kundi ikaw. Kasi sa dorms kasi merong mga
May
naglilinis.
naglilinis. Lalo na sa sa CR.
Oo. Ay, sa condo ako lang yung naglilinis, Joko, diba? Yun. Tapos pa ba yung cons? Siguro, yung expenses din. Considerably, mas mura talaga yung dorms. And it's good that they're affordable. Pero sa condo, if you want to like live a little more parang
Free.
I wouldn't say comfortably, pero yung you can do with you do whatever you want talaga. Na parang nasa sayo na talaga. Kailangan mo talagang gumastos. So that includes yung rent fee, water bill, electric bills. Basta madami kang asikasuhin.
Siguro yun din, isa pang
Yun.
pros ng pagtira sa dorm sa loob ay fixed yung water fee, parang for a whole sem,
Oo.
hindi siya depende sa gamit mo, only water. Tapos yung electricity bill mo is split. Well, ganun din naman sa labas. Split between kung sino man yung kasama mo sa loob. So, ayun.
Oo.
Ayun. Ito, saan po may bidet sa UP? So, walang bidets as far as I know sa mga dorm. At least wala sa akin. Yun talaga yung isa sa mga
wala.
issue ko.
Wala
Na
ba sa
walang
Akasha?
Wala! Grabe, ang mahal-mahal. Tas walang
Okay.
bidet.
Yuck.
Hello Akasha people. Baka naman, habang naka-GCQ.
Ano pa ba? Pero anong other places na may bidet?
Sa NIGS meron.
Ay! Sa AS!
Ay, oo, yung bagong
Oo, sa
yung
NIGS.
bagong,
Sa AS, first floor, yung bagong CR.
yung,
Nagtatago talaga ako doon. As in, nagsiselfone ako, nag-iPad ako doon. Pag jumejebs ako doon. Kasi take your time. Ang daming stalls. Daming pogi.
joke lang. Sa math
Ayun.
sa ibang floor walang tubig. So kapag inabutan kayo ng gerbox sa math, wag mahirap. Pati sa cal.
Oo.
Ayun, may problema ang water line ng cal. So walang tubig sa cal.
Walang tubig doon palagi.
Saan pa ba?
Saan pa ba may
Saan pa ba may
bidet?
bidet? Sa ano ba? Sa BA? Meron? Hindi ko alam.
Hindi ko
Hindi pa ako
alam.
nakaka-jobs doon.
Feeling ko meron kasi di ba mayaman
Parang
sila.
goal. Sa Edu.
Ay, hindi pa din ako. Pero pumupunta. Ang nakakatakot sa Edu, legit.
Ay, oo.
Pag umiihi ako. Kasi ang taas ng ceiling. Pag tumitingala ako, feeling ko may babaeng nakababagsak.
Tapos madilim.
Kaya bihira lang ako doon.
Ayun.
Oo.
Ayun.
Ano pa ba? Basta yung akin go-to talaga AS.
Basta magdala na lang kayo ng dala na lang din kayo ng wet wipes.
Wipes.
Ayun. Required po ba na sumama sa mga orgs or depende po sa student? Required ba? Hindi.
No.
Oo. Pero
Hindi.
kung ikaw ay weak-hearted, ay mapapa-join ka talaga sa mga orgs. Dahil makukulit ang mga membership committee.
Oo. Totoo yun. At saka maganda din kasi sa orgs. Well, I know people na wala talaga silang affiliation with any orgs, which is okay kasi choice naman nila yun. Pero yung maganda sa orgs, you're creating connections, not just for when you're in college, pero paglabas mo ng college may orgs ka. Like, totoo yun. At yung mga orgs ng UP, they're known all over the Philippines. Like, they host national events.
True.
And if you're part of that org, ang laki ng connection mo. And especially if you're working na. Halimbawa, nagtatrabaho ka, tatanungin ka, ganito, part ka ba ng ganitong org? Oo. Hindi naman sa may perks yun. Pero mataas na yung tingin sa'yo.
Kasi
paminsan.
Ano rin siya eh.
Na parang, ay, oo.
Ano rin siya, experience din siya na, I mean, as
kasi
a work
it's a
experience.
Working, talaga eh. Tapos yun. At saka, most of the time, yung mga kaibigan mo talaga, makikilala mo sa orgs.
Dami kong friends na nakilala. Halos lahat ng nakakilala ko sa UP, naka-close ko, ay from org. Kasi hindi kayo
UP Batangan.
join UP Batangan. Hindi kayo masyadong ewan ko sa akin, pero hindi kayo masyadong magkaka-close sa klase talaga. Kasi parang sige magkasama kayo for this class, pero sa next class magkaiba kayo ng klase. So parang very minimal ng interaction sa mga classmates mo. Unless
Unless you're really close with them.
Or unless naka-block kayo.
Yung friends mo talaga siya.
Favorite spot, tambayan sa UP. Favorite spot or tambayan sa UP? Well, org tambayan, syempre. Isa yun.
Oo, totoo. Org tambayan talaga, iba talaga siya.
Kasi doon may tao.
Pero yung favorite spot ko din sa UP, syempre, matik na naman yung sagot natin, Sunken Garden. Iba talaga doon. Kapag 5 p.m., iba talaga yung sunset doon. Kaya nire-recommend ko mga fresh dyan. Umupo kayo doon sa tapat ng BAA kapag 5:30 p.m. Tapos matatamaan kayo ng sunset. Sis, the best view in the house. Napakaganda, napaka-majestic. And the best place not only to enjoy the view, pero to break down.
Yes, tunay. Kapag gabi na tapos medyo madilim na, wala na masyadong sasakyan, pwede ka nang umiyak doon.
Oo.
At pwede ka na ring char. Pwede ka na ring makipag-char.
Sa Lagoon.
Oo.
Oh! Based on
Based on
experience.
experience.
Joke.
Okay. Ako, favorite spot sa UP, ayun, sige, org tambayan, tapos sunken. Tapos alam niyo yung yung likod ng film, yung likod ng FI, ng Film Institute, yung
Oo.
walkway na yon na wala masyadong dumadaang, yung street na yon, yung road na yon na wala masyadong dumadaang sasakyan. Katabi ng lagoon, sa other
Tapat ng
side,
TBA.
hindi, yung kabila pa. Yung kabilang side. Doon sa may tennis court.
Carrillion.
Oo, doon sa may side ng Carrillion. Yan.
Oo.
Ganda yung view doon paghapon. Tapos naglalaglag yung mga trees. Ayun. Maganda sa Akad Oval.
Students.
Oo.
Char.
Dami rin nagjo-jogging. Na pogi.
So, ay. Totoo yun.
Oo.
Uy, totoo yun ah. Pag may nagja-jogging artista talaga, meron talaga doon nagja-jogging.
Oo.
I don't wanna drop names, pero ang dami daw talaga ng artista na nagja-jogging doon.
Dami. Nagpo-post din naman kasi sila na
Yeah.
sa IG. So, malalaman din naman nila yun.
Andun sila.
Oo.
O syempre, pasikat din ang mga lintik.
Tapos pag wala na. Hindi na sila umiim. Ayun. Ano po
Nabutan.
difference ng waitlisted at ng DP was? Ano nga ba? Hindi ko din alam.
Hindi ko alam.
Sorry po.
May waitlisted ba?
Basta ang alam ko yung DP was, pasok yung UPG nila, kaso hindi sila umabot dun sa quota ng course. Kasi may mga courses na
Quota.
ganito lang yung
Oo.
number of students na tinatanggap. Kapag hindi ka umabot doon, DP was ka.
Oo.
Kapag DP... Ano ba?
Yun. Well, the process of DP was kasi ganito. Merong period na para mag-enlist ka ng courses na gusto mo or like ideally using your UPG, yun yung pag-a-applyan mo. Tapos pipili ka talaga na parang top 4, I think top 3. So, dun sa part na yun, free ka talagang pumili. Like, even if hindi mo choice yung course na yun nung nag-apply ka, pwede mo siyang applyan now.
Pero,
However, still, you're depending on your UPG.
at yung choices mo doon,
kailangan mo ding i-play safe yung pagpili mo.
at yung choices mo doon is mga non-quota na. Tama ba?
Oo.
Kasi,
Hindi. Meron din
merong quota. Ay, yung mga hindi
Oo.
tumuloy. Ito nasagot na to kanina, kung nakakapili ba daw ng roommate sa if ever magdo-dorm sa loob or sila mag-a-assign. Sila mag-a-assign pero pwede magpalipat if pwede, if papayagan. Ayun. Ito.
With special cases.
Yes. What do you say or what do you want to say sa mga taong nagsasabi na hindi maganda sa UP? Hindi ko din alam. Ano nga ba?
May nagsasabi ba masama sa UP?
Mga red taggers.
Ay, siguro. Okay. So, I think we're going to have to discuss then yung misconception na rin with
yan.
UP students na kapag andun ka, aktivista ka, or mabibrainwash ka, kaya wag ka doon. Sa akin naman kasi, UP students are have of sound mind and body. So, alam naman nila kung ano yung gagawin nila. At hindi naman masama yung mga ginagawa nila kasi alam naman nila na they're doing it for a cause. Pero, doon sa mga nagsasabing masama yung mga ginagawa namin, I want to say na the students here are fighting for something bigger than themselves. I think that's very noble. Kasi parang pinaglalaban mo yung isang bagay na not knowing na meron bang babalik sa'yo. Na you're not asking for anything in return. So I think that's one thing that you should admire about UP is that the students there are very, very selfless talaga. Yung iniaalay na lang talaga nila sarili para sa bayan. As in, para sa bayan na talaga.
We live by that motto.
Hindi
lang siya
Oo.
Hindi lang siya
Tsaka
branding.
Oo. Tsaka parang you offer yourself to the country hindi lang sa pagiging aktivista or pagiging vocal, but basically kahit yung sa mismong pag-aaral mo kasi knowing na ito ibabalik mo yung inaral mo sa bansa. Magandang idea na nabubuo yan sa mga UP students kasi parang utang na loob nila talaga sa Pilipinas yung pag-aaral nila. Kaya nais na nakibalik yun. So that's one thing talaga na I really admire about UP students and UP in general.
And I think one thing na UP does best is letting the students decide kung alin ba
ang tama para sa kanila. They don't tell you na activism is good or activism is bad. They just tell you that these are what the
Mm-mm.
activists are standing for. Halimbawa lang. And they let you decide if you would want to
Mm-mm.
subscribe to that idea or you would go another direction. Napaka malinong idea na kapag pumasok ka sa UP, mabe-brainwash ka. No. You will be given you will experience the opposite. You will be given the freedom to think for yourselves na parang walang magsasabi talaga sa iyo na ito yung
Mm-mm.
paniwalaan mo, ito yung sundin mo. You are to decide to yourself what you would categorize as morally good,
Mm-mm.
and what is bad and evil. So ayun. And
Oo, totoo.
physically speaking, sis, kung sinabi mo na hindi maganda sa UP, nakapunta ka na ba?
Totoo.
Oo. Ayun, sobrang,
Sobrang ganda ng UP.
oo, kahit,
Nakaka-amaze talaga.
bakit Sunken Garden ang tawag sa Sunken Garden? Kasi, yun yung next question. Oo. May explanation talaga dyan kung bakit siya Sunken Garden.
Mm.
Ay, ako ba? Ikaw?
Ang explain... Ikaw ba or ako?
Hindi, sige,
Ikaw
na.
ba? Ano bang alam
Hindi,
mo?
sige. Ang alam ko kasi di ba nga, ang sabi nila ay yung Sunken Garden daw ay lumulubog pa rin. It's actually sinking pa hanggang ngayon.
Mm.
Parang
Sinking garden.
sinking garden talaga siya. Na every year bumababa ng 0.1 or half a centimeter. Basta very,
One.
very 1
Oo.
centimeter ba? Basta sobrang liit. Pero bumababa pa siya yung elevation niya from the ground.
Oo.
So kaya siya tinawag na Sunken Garden.
Yun.
Ayun. At may Sunken Garden din sa LB. Hindi lang siya sa Diliman. I think. Sabi na nga na
Yes,
oo,
yes,
diba?
yes. Pero meron din talagang name sa Sunken Garden. Like, hindi formal name ang Sunken
Ay,
Garden.
talaga ba? Hindi. Amphitheater.
Meron talaga siyang pangalan.
UP Amphitheater.
No.
Hindi. Ang
Meron
UP
talaga siyang
Amphitheater.
pangalan.
Basta. Search nyo na lang.
Basta may pangalan yun.
Ayan. Ito, one of the most popular myths. Totoo po ba yung sabi-sabi na kapag nag-pick ka raw po with the oblation, hindi ka makakagraduate or madedelay ka?
Hindi totoo.
Hindi yan totoo. Oo, nasa sayo talaga yan kung madedelay ka or hindi ka makakagraduate.
Oo. Tsaka,
Oo.
bakit ba?
Ano ba
Gusto ko
problema?
mapapicture.
Oo.
Pero, diba? Pero siguro on the topic ng pagde-delay, huwag mong katakutan ng pagka-delay.
Oo.
Yun talaga yung isang bagay na kinatakot ko noon na feeling ko hindi ako on time graduate, ang hirap nun kasi parang para sa akin iniisip ko na ay hindi ko na nakamit yung gusto kong makamit. Pero ang totoo niyan, okay talaga na ma-delay ka. One, kasi take your time. Wala namang humuhusga sa'yo kung matatagalan ka ng 1 year or 2 years. At saka, I've known a lot of people, sabi nila na kung may opportunity sila or given the chance na mag-extend sila sa UP, they would. Kasi ganun nila kamahal ang universidad.
At masarap bang estudyante? So, totoo lang. Parang
Totoo, kaya estudyante
nakakatakot pang
forever.
At hindi rin siya being delayed does not mean that you are less intellectually capable. Parang hindi siya sukatan na magaling ka or matalino ka. Parang there are just some people talaga na would choose to take a break. Halimbawa, mag-LOA. Or
noted.
Or mag-GSM or ganun. Na it's really at your own pace. Gaya nga nung sinabi natin kanina na you are given the freedom to do what you want, academically speaking. Okay, ito. Last question na naman. Ito, mahirap tong sagutin. Ewan ko, pero feeling ko alam ko na sagot mo. The last question is passion or practicality? I guess in choosing the course.
Okay. Ako muna, ikaw.
Ikaw bahala. Kahit sino naman.
Sige, ako muna. Sa akin kasi, in my case, as you all have heard, I'm from BS Chem Eng. And don't get me wrong, I love the course. I've studied it when I was in high school and I've learned to love it when I was in college. And I am in college. Tapos, Na-appreciate ko naman siya kasi there are real life applications na mapapagamitan mo sa kanya. At noble talaga yung gawain niya. Pero another factor din why I chose for ChemEng kasi napaka-practical din yung choice. Kasi napakalawak niya, napakadaming pwede mong puntahan. But it's also a question of passion. Are you willing to work for the rest of your life as a chemical engineer? Or if you want to do something na alam mo kikita ka, pero hindi ka masaya. So, would you choose a practical course or something na alam mong masaya ka naman? Okay, so sabihin ko na din, I'm from ChemEng, pero I'm going to shift out to fine arts.
Yes!
Yeah,
Sana all!
sana matanggap tayo. So, mag-shift ako.
Nagsimula na ba yung process?
Um, Nag-submit na ako ng application form, pero yung talent determination test at saka yung pag-review ng portfolio, yung mga artworks namin, hindi pa kasi nga nagka-quarantine. So, hindi namin alam kung paano siya ipoprocess. Pero hopefully, ma-figure out namin yun at makapag-apply ako.
Yes.
So, I chose fine arts kasi, one, as an artist, before I got in UP, iniisip ko na hindi talaga practical yung arts kasi there are limited opportunities in the Philippines, and if I want to work in the Philippines, parang mahihirapan ka talaga makahanap ng trabaho. But when I got in UP and I've met a lot of people in fine arts, parang namulat ako sa opportunities na meron talagang kahahantungan ang sining sa Pilipinas because you make it so. Parang decision mo kung gagawa ka talaga ng impact sa bansang to with regards to your profession. And I saw how people were really passionate about the arts. So what I chose was passion.
Mhm.
And practicality, although malaking factor din siya, for me it comes after. Practicality comes after. Kasi ang pera, kaya mo yung paltan, kaya mo yung dagdagan, at kaya mo yung hanapin anytime kung gugustuhin mo talaga. Pero yung passion mo, ang hirap niyang i-let go, ang hirap niyang balikan kapag tinalikuran mo na. Yun.
Nice answer. Ayun. Pero, I guess tama naman. Tama lahat ng points. And, kung ako din ang tatanungin, it's passion talaga. Kasi, yun nga, gaya ng sinabi mo, if you don't like what you're doing, then what are you living for? Diba? Parang, kung hindi ka rin naman masaya sa ginagawa mo, parang you're just putting your life to waste. So, ayun, para sa akin, mas maganda na piliin mo yung passion mo. And if that passion is kung halimbawa sa UPCAT hindi yun yung nakuha mo, pwede ka pa rin namang pumasok tapos shift ka na lang. Oo. And ayun, marami namang paraan para makuha mo yung yung gusto mo na gawin sa buhay mo. It's just a question of are you willing to do that? And more importantly is are you capable of doing that? Kasi hindi rin siguro natin maitatanggi na meron talagang ibang students not only in UP but in other state universities and even in private universities na they would want to choose passion over practicality. But yung kinakailangan nila ay iba dun sa gusto nila. The need is stronger than the want. So, they would opt to choose for practicality. So, ayun, siguro hindi rin siya pwedeng ikahon lang dun sa question ng passion or practicality, what would you choose? It's also a question of whether you are capable and you are given the privilege to make that decision.
Totoo.
Kasi nga hindi tayo lahat nabibigyan ng pantay-pantay na opportunities, and that is something that we want to address. But for the time being, at this point in time, if you need to choose practicality, choose practicality. Lalo na ngayon, napaka-uncertain ng mga panahon na parang even what will happen a year from now, hindi mo alam kung ano yun.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong naman with you trying to secure a safe space para sa sarili mo.
Mm.
At saka ano naman, if you chose practicality, maybe along the line, mahalin mo yung ginagawa mo. I mean, hindi ko naman sinasabi na hindi porket pinili mo yung isang bagay na hindi mo gustong gawin nung una, ay hindi mo na siya mamahalin.
Mm.
Yeah.
Kasi minsan,
Pilitin mo, mamahalin
kasi
ka.
minsan kaya mo, ayun, kasi minsan nga kaya
At saka
mo
ito
ring,
dagdag
ano,
ko din.
kaya mo ring matutunang mahalin yung bagay na lagi mo namang ginagawa.
Sabi ng, ito, I think this is one of the best pieces of advice I've received from my professor in UP. Sabi niya sa akin, if you left UP the same person that you went in as, then you never truly went to UP. Yun talaga yung tumatak sa akin na parang, kung lumabas ka sa UP, the same person na dumating ka dito, since hindi ka pumuntang UP. Because UP changes you. UP changes your opinions on politics, on society, on what you want to do in life. It just shifts your perspective, not necessarily to something better, but to something fresh and to something that you really have to reflect on.
At hindi rin lahat, ito siguro, paalala lang din, na hindi lahat ng UP graduates ay nagiging mabuting tao in the future.
Totoo. Totoo. Madami yan.
Daming taong gobyerno ngayon na UP graduates, pero
Tanga na yan.
Ayun, siguro hanggang pwede pa. Ayun, drunk terror bill. Siguro,
Totoo.
bilang tayo ay more than an hour na. Wow, bilis ha. Last words na lang. To the incoming freshies, most especially during this time during these extraordinary times na meron tayo, ano yung advice siguro na mabibigay natin sa kanila entering a new chapter of their life? Charot. Pero ayun, sige, go.
Sa akin, yung advice na bibigay ko, it came from from the movie Captain America, Winter Soldier. Sabi ni Peggy Carter na ano ba sabi niya? Compromise where you can, but where you can't, don't. It is your duty to plant yourself like a tree and even basta yon, i-search nyo na lang. sabi niya kasi, parang, it is your duty to plant yourself like a tree. Ha? Ay, hindi. Ito na. Compromise where you can. Where you can't, don't. Even if people tell you na parang mali yung Tagalogin ko lang. Basta sabi niya, mag-compromise ka kung saan, pero kung hindi mo talaga kayo compromise, wag. Kahit nasabihin ng ibang tao na sila yung tama, tapos ikaw mali. Sa tingin nila, mali ka. Don't ever change your perspective or your principle. Kasi kung alam mong tama ka, panindigan mo yun. It is your duty to plant yourself like a tree and tell them that no, they compromise. Siguro na-apply siya sa UP kasi you come in UP with parang isipin mo na open-minded ka dapat, ang daming pwedeng magbago. Pero at the same time, pumasok ka sa UP na meron kang prinsipyo na dapat susundan mo at alam mong tama. Don't ever lose sight of your principles because you're going to have to use them talaga for the rest of your life. UP and the people in UP will change you. But remember to just don't ever change parang the things that make you you. So, siguro yung advice ko na lang talaga sa kanila ay panoorin yung movie. Or basta believe in yourself. Napaka-cliche, pero believe in yourself. There's a reason why you're in UP.
Nice. Thank you. Pero ako naman, siguro yung advice na mabibigay ko sa incoming freshies, lalo na during this time, is huwag kayong matakot na lumabas sa comfort zone. Huwag kayong matakot na, or huwag na kayong mahiya na hindi nyo pa ipapakilala yung sarili nyo. Who you are, who you truly are. Kasi there's no more time. This is, kumbaga, ito na yung last leg of your life before you become robots and slaves to big corporations.
The capitalists.
Yes. Pero ayun,
Mala-feudal at
kolonyal.
kolonyal sistema ng Pilipinas.
Siguro yung advice na lang na mabibigay ko sa freshies is don't give up on your dreams na kahit the whole world is parang gumuguho na lahat na parang hindi mo na alam kung paano siya aayusin. Parang babagsak ka or hindi mo ang dami mong hindi matatapos na requirement tapos matatambakan ka ng
Mm.
stress and pressure. Parang embrace mo lang yun. It's part of the experience talaga. What
Yeah.
what matters at the end of the day is how y- how you can tell your story of how you endured that experience. So ayun.
Oo.
And ano, dare to dream and make it happen. Yun lang talaga.
Oo.
Kahit saan, dare to dream and make it happen. Whatever you dream of, make to a point na makakamit mo yon at ma- mapapatun mapapatunayan mo sa sarili mo na you did it.
At saka ito, isa ding advice siguro, yung pinaka, I think, words to live by, is don't be afraid to ask for help. Kasi literally, no one in UP or no one in life wants to see you fail. Wala talaga naghahangad na bumagsak ka or mahirapan ka. Kaya tutulungan ka nila as much as they can. So if you think that you're going to need some help, even if you don't want to, ask for help. Use your resources as much as you can. Grab your closest friends and keep them with you and just tell them, I need help. And sometimes, yun yung kailangan natin. Being together, especially in these trying times, the best thing that we can do is to stick together and to ask for each other's help.
Ayun. So that was a fun episode. Again, that is a really really fun episode to record. Maraming salamat kay Luis Beron, who joined me in this episode. I don't know, something happened na naman dun sa last part of the recording. This happens every time I record with somebody. That last part gets cut off or gets corrupted or for some reason just stops recording all of a sudden. Pero wala naman masyadong nangyari doon. But I think napag-usapan namin doon yung Beron Luis is also planning to start a podcast, so be sure to support that also. Oo, kasi sabi niya, according to him, mahilig din naman siyang dumaldal. So, doing a podcast could actually help release that energy. So, I will make sure that I will be updating you guys. If you like that, if you like how if you liked my discussion with Beron, I will be putting a link in the future if in case he starts making a podcast na. Pero ayun, again, thank you very much, Luis, for joining me. And I do hope na nakatulong itong two-part episode 17 for the incoming freshmen in college, not only in UP, but in even in other colleges. So to you, we wish you good luck, especially ngayon na well, we are again in extraordinary times, and uh, I I don't know how this incoming school year will be playing out, pero good luck na lang sa ating lahat. This is a new time for all of us, and especially for you guys who are entering this new chapter of your life. Again, congratulations and welcome to college life. So, ayun. Again, as I have said in the previous episode, this is just the first two episodes of the many episodes that I am planning to release this month. Again, June 22, first birthday, first anniversary of this show of Albert Rants. So that's something to look forward to. Um, I guess I'll be recording a special episode wherein I talk about how I conceptualized this the show and how it came to be, how Albert Rants existed, and I will be talking about that in fuller detail in a future episode. So again, this the show is available on Anchor, my podcast hosting platform. It is also made available on Spotify, Apple Music, and Google Podcasts. And the show is also available on YouTube. Just search for Albert Rants, click subscribe, hit the notification bell for to get the latest update when I upload some new content, a new episode to the show, and also follow us on Twitter at Albert Rants, and of course my personal Twitter at Albert Lirio. That's Lirio, Albert Lirio. So I guess that's it for this episode. Thank you guys for listening, and this has been Albert Rants, and I'll see you in the next one.